Well, this is from National Institute of Justice. Monitoring systems are widely used to track locations of individuals under community supervision. Okay, well, I'd like to know why all of a sudden I'm being tracked when I wasn't tracked prior until I think somebody put me on this list right here. But then I found game theory applications and security. Look at that. Personal telemetry using wireless body area networks. Could that be the frequency extenders? The statute makes it unlawful to willfully cause bodily injury or attempting to do so with fire, firearm, or other dangerous weapon. Yeah, it's almost like, pattern and practice. But it's a conspiracy against rights, a deprivation of rights, interference with fair housing, fair housing, the occupation of a dwelling. See, I don't miss alarms yet. There's one missed. Now here's this one. This one's for the neighborhood community watch. Radios, cell phones are used to communicate with police. And you know I got my daughter to school late today. And, you know, it was kind of funny because the lady that got out of the car thought she was better than most people. She had to sign her son in just like every other parent does. But she had a radio clipped to her pants. And these cars seem to be, you know, they seem to go where I go. You know, I kind of noticed that. Now, I didn't know it was illegal to walk around with a book bag in broad daylight wearing a body camera. Here is said body camera. Patrols use community members who walk and bike for exercise as observers. Let me tell you, in this community, nobody ever took a walk. Kids, teenagers, you know, they walked. Adults, not so much. Not till just recently. And as far as using community members, that's almost like saying a he say, she say, did it kind of thing. You know, anonymous tip kind of thing. Because in court, you can't cross-examine an anonymous tip. That's why if you have an accident and both parties go to court, you can cross-examine each one. But an anonymous tip, you can't cross-examine the anonymous tip. So, I mean, this is a bit much. It's one thing to be sitting on your porch, looking out your window, and you see something suspicious. Yes, I agree totally. That's why I got a potty camera. But to stalk, harass, vehicular stalking, mobbing, that's all illegal. They are not vigilantes. They sure do act like it. Now I'm going to read off the sections. Maryland, your behavior is a violation of Maryland State Code Title 3, Subtitle 8, Section 3, 802, stalking, 3, 803, harassment, Section 3, 804, misuse of telephone facilities, Section 3, 805, misuse of electronic mail, Subtitle 9, Section 3, 901, visual surveillance, Section 3, 902, visual surveillance with prudent intent, and Section 3, 906, divulging private communications. Well, I would say there's a lot of guilty parties in there. Because the state codes, I mean, I know what, it says, for the neighborhood watch, but that goes in the contrary for what this says. Because like I said, you can't cross-examine hearsay. You can't cross-examine somebody that said, hey, guy down the street, go arrest him, and then not be able to interrogate that person in court, cross-examine. Because if the police show up and they, pat you down because you're suspicious, because you're doing whatever. Just walking. For me, it's just walking mainly, or metal detecting. So hold on, let me see if there's more. If your landlord demands or collects rent when the premises are inhabitable, they may be liable for your monetary damages. Huh. This is to show that my connection wasn't private when I was connected to a government, U.S. gov'd out thing. Here's some more statutes. Treason, 2381. Conspiracy to commit torture, 2340. Conspiracy to deprive constitutional rights, deprivation of constitutional rights, interstate stalking, harassing telephone calls, Organized Crime Control Act of 1980, RICO. Numerous state laws concerning stalking and harassment. And then I'm going to read what it says about torture in 2 seconds. Torture means an act committed by a person acting under the color of law, specifically intended to inflict severe physical or mental pain or suffering, other than pain, suffering from incidents. Severe mental pain or suffering means prolonged mental harm caused or resulting from the intentional infliction or threatened infliction of severe physical or suffering. The administration application of mind-altering substances or other procedures calculated to disrupt profoundly the senses or personality. The threat of imminent death or the threat that another person will imminently be subjected to death, severe physical pain or suffering, or the administration of mind-altering substances or procedures calculating to disrupt profoundly the senses or personality. United States means the several states of the United States, the District of Columbia, Commonwealths, territories, possessions of the United States. Okay, see, it says cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment. It's illegal. Torture is illegal and punishable within U.S. territory bounds. Prosecution of abuse occurring on foreign soil outside of usual U.S. territorial jurisdiction is difficult. Torture Act. And it comes up as a 40-year or 20-year crime just for that.